Okay, not a super funny intro story, but kind of a good intro sting story from my week. I have been playing this game on Twitter made by Neil Cicierga called Endless Jeopardy, and it was just made, and it's kind of like blowing up. Like it gets it gets like another 100. You've seen this? You've seen it on my Twitter? Just me sort of like firing off Endless Jeopardy answers every hour. Mm-hmm. So my phone gets an alert every time an Endless Jeopardy prompt goes up, and I try to always respond within the first minute because otherwise, like, you have no chance. And so I did win one the other day, and my score is relatively high in general, but there was one that I should have won that I did not win. And that wouldn't be that big of a deal other than the fact that the answer I gave to the prompt, or it is illegal to incense this in Italy, and it's a joke. It's joke responses on Endless Jeopardy. It's not real questions. Mm-hmm. It is illegal to incense this in Italy, and my response was potpourri, which was the most liked response. But I forgot to put a question mark at the end of it, and at the time I didn't know that was required. I thought you just needed the word like "what" in it in the beginning. 7 minutes after I say that, someone else with a verified check mark, Arnie Niekamp, who is on Hello from the Magic Tavern and one of the main writers for Jackbox, like the most famous prompt and response game that you can get on the computer, is playing this prompt and response game with me, makes the same joke I do 7 minutes after me, still doesn't get as many likes as mine has. Really, no one should have liked it because I already tweeted it, but whatever. Anyway, because mine didn't have a question mark, his ended up taking the lead, and he apologized not to me for that, but to the robot. And when I replied to him and said no big deal, he did not bother to acknowledge the fact that I acknowledged him. And so that's the story of how I beat one of the writers for the most popular, like, fucking prompt response game at his own game.
I like that. Also,
pretty good.
We're very big Jackbox players. Like, whenever Aiden had a party, we'd always set that bad boy up. He'd be on all the time, Mr. Jackbox. So it both fills me with joy that you beat him, but also really annoys me because my sense of justice is burning deep within my soul, and I just want to kill that bald guy on the main screen of the Jackbox.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not the bald guy. That's Cookie Masterson.
That's a fake dude.
Okay, a fictional character. Yes, a fictional character. But Arnie Niekamp writes for Jackbox. And
how do you spell Arnie Niekamp?
ARNIEKNEECAMP, I believe.
I just want to fucking deck him.
Anyway.
See if I can find it. Yeah, this dude he looks like Keemstar. I could easily beat this man up.
He really does look like Keemstar. And the thing is, if you guys want to just tweet angrily at him for stealing my thunder with potpourri 7 minutes after I said it, and you only have 15 minutes to respond. So he was like half of the game later than me. Despite that, I really enjoy the game. And I do have a very good feeling of superiority that does come from having beaten Arnie Niekamp, who he does win Endless Jeopardy pretty regularly. But, you know, that one was, I mean, not like a million times a day, but usually once or twice a day out of the 24 times that it gets played. But I guess what I was going to say is following Endless Jeopardy on Twitter and turning on tweet notifications for it to like all my responses or to play the game, either way, is a good idea. Good Idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It is a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions for your real-life problems. I'm Aiden Kinsella.
And I'm Bradley Berklich.
And this is Good Idea.
Hell yeah.
Epic. How have you been,
Very
Brad?
cool, Kanye. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I just said, how are you, Brad?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling the vibe right now. This upcoming week, I go on spring break with the Kenyon College Chamber Singers, and we go around the East Coast and we sing. And I leave for that tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited.
They're going to let you out of the chamber?
I know, right? So we can sing in other places. Sorry, my friends are chasing each other around the dorm hallway. I don't know if you could hear that. Yep. Well, it'll be a fun activity later, but
Hold on, let's back up. When you say it'll be a fun activity later, Brad, are you planning to join them in their Scooby-Doo-esque hallway chase?
Oh, yeah. That's the nightly activity, is we chase Samuel Chesler around the dorm. Because he's a nerd.
We have RA traditions at our dorm where, like, the RAs put on something once a week that is pertinent to their interests that people can go to. I can now hear people yelling.
Yes.
So is this like your sort of CA tradition where like everyone in your dorm gets together and chases somebody around every night?
It's not a CA. It's just some dude we chase.
Okay.
Cool. Samuel Chesler, some dude.
So like a Quidditch scenario.
Here, I'm gonna tell him to be quiet real quick. I'll be right back. And by right
no
back,
worries.
I'm gonna take you because you're on my phone, Aiden.
You're gonna take me, and I'm gonna hear you.
Can you guys be a little more quiet? What the fuck is happening? Ow! Swing Blake. Swing Blake.
They just yelled "Swing Blake." Something about a chin implant. I don't know if you can hear this on Bradley's side of the mic.
I'm not super far away from it, but essentially one of my friends is chasing around my CA and nearly busted his chin implant. Because my CA is addicted to Botox and plastic surgery.
Okay, but did you even consider the fact that you could have said chin plant right there?
Chin plant? Ooh, that'd be a pretty good one.
It'd be a pretty
I will
good
consider
one.
That in the future.
Maybe like a little bit of grass growing out instead of like a regular goatee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a fun... I don't want to completely segue the conversation, but before we get into
segue
prompts,
the conversation, please.
Okay. Today I learned... So I rushed. I did not join anything, but that's just because I'm indecisive and I wasn't totally sold in any of the groups. But I learned today that the AD5s on our campus, the fraternity, have a Minecraft server up and running. And it's very specifically no girls. So it's literally like a virtual fraternity.
Okay, well, that's cool. Bradley, that's really interesting to me. Are you aware of the fact that all girls,
yes,
no matter how smart, are on the dumb list?
The dumb list?
The dumb list, yeah. I don't know if you've read Axe Cop, written by Malachi Nicole, 5-year-old. But
no, I have not.
But he says in Axe Cop that all girls are on the dumb list. And so,
well,
I mean, I can understand not wanting to have them on your Minecraft server.
I'm gonna Google Axe Cop. Sorry, I've just dumped lemon juice all
Google
over my
Axe
fucking
Cop
computer.
dumb list real quick.
Axe Cop dumb list, but it's like it's very funny to me that like these guys have legitimately what is essentially like a virtual fraternity, and it says like and I'm trying to like join it somehow. And it says like in the description, it's like by the bros for the bros, Minecraft.
That's really good.
I'm a huge fan.
Some of the people on the dumb list, I found an image of the dumb list. Some of the people on the dumb list include Evil Rhino Man, Mr. Scribbles, Mr. Stalker, Pretzel Head, Mr. Bulldozer, All Girls, Mrs. Tibble, Chickens, Babies, Mr. Deadline.
Mr. Deadline.
Mr. Cup is also on here.
You gotta love 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Babies. Sorry, no girls are allowed on my team. Girls are not good fighters. This made girls super mad, and they wanted to fight Axe Cop. If you won't let us on your team, we will beat you up. Let us on your team now. Nope. So Axe Cop smacked them all in the head with the side of his axe. I love the simplicity of it.
Well, you can't chop girls' heads off. Girls aren't evil. They're just on the dumb list.
They're just on the dumb list. Axe Cop Q&A. How did you become a cop? Was the training hard? No, there was no training. I just took my axe to a cop station. There was nobody there. There were free signups, so I signed up. I put on my suit. I sat down and waited for a crime. Then I became a cop.
That's really funny.
It is really funny.
I love Axe Cop. I got the season 1 on Amazon, and I've been watching it because it started as a comic and then it became a YouTube series that was just like a vocal, slightly animated version of the comic, and then it got a TV show with like Nick Offerman playing Axe Cop and Patton Oswalt's in there. It's like a really good cast.
That's cool as hell.
I think that's my thing about the girls on the dumb list. Can you just tell us more about the Minecraft server?
More about the Minecraft server is I hear it's a pretty lit time. There's like 10 guys on it, and one of the dudes is like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally failing my midterm because I'm on the AD5 Minecraft server all the time." And I had breakfast with him, and I was like, what the fuck? It's so interesting to me, and I know a couple of the guys, so I'm gonna try to sort of like hedge my way in there and be like, "Yo, dude.
Give me that
play
IP.
some Minecraft. Because I'd love to be on a Kenyan specific Minecraft server. That'd be so fucking funny to me.
It'd be even better if it was like a remake of the entire campus, but like just boys.
Awesome. And the fact that
this is what the Kenyan campus would look like if only boys were here.
It's Kenyan
urinals
campus.
in all the bathrooms.
There are urinals in all the bathrooms.
Oh, I love that actually.
Yeah. It's because we switch so often. So the girls' bathroom actually currently has more urinals than the guys' bathroom. But
that doesn't surprise me. Our girls' bathroom in our dorm has a urinal.
Nice.
As does the all-gender bathroom, as does the male bathroom. So there's a...
Well, they need them because how else are they going to utilize their shui?
Yeah, their shui, you know.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's the thing you can use. It's made of plastic so girls can use the urinal.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The shui.
It's a good name for it. It seems about right.
It is.
Hey, do you want to grab a prompt for me off of the prompt store?
This one is from AJ, and it's what different colored lights could we add to traffic lights to make them better? Big fan.
Gray.
Ooh, what does that mean?
It's just all you don't even know which one's red or yellow or green anymore.
Oh. So if you're colorblind, it sort of evens the stakes. They're just all gray.
But the problem with that, I now realize, is that stoplights are designed for blind people, or not blind, colorblind people to be able to work around them. So let's think about some other colors we could add to
I think if you put a purple one on there for flying cars,
that's good.
Just in case, like stop for like ground cars is like the red one, and then they were like, well, all the flying cars don't stop because they can go right over it, and we keep having flying car accidents. Yeah. So it's just purple. If it's on, go. If it's off, don't even do.
I kind of like this idea, even if we assume that there are no flying cars in this world that we're discussing, of just putting extra lights on there and then labeling them like with signs, or like teaching kids in driver's ed that the different lights are for things that they've never seen before. Like maybe there's like a flying cars light, or like a what you call it? I'm trying to think. Can you think of any good ones? Train light would be really good. Actually, I just read something about in Asia they have a trackless train, and then someone commented on it. You made a bus.
Yeah, it's a bus.
It was funny. But it was. I think it's not a bus because it had multiple cars, and it was like, and I think it runs on a specific track, kind of like it's stuck to an area, but it knows what that area is or whatever. I didn't read the article.
So is it a robot bus?
I think so, because it's programmed to go back and forth on a track or around a track or whatever that isn't actually there.
Okay, so if it's a track, it's a train. If there's not a track, it's a bus. It's a
virtual
bus.
Track.
Well, fuck, that's what like a bus with no track, a robot bus does too.
Mm-hmm.
Follows the virtual track. Fuck China, inventions, things. That's a bus. The Chinese. That's a bus.
I got another. This is kind of back to what we were talking about for the lights. Could we have a color, and maybe it's like, like a chartreuse, which I think is just like a different green, since these are for things that like people don't see and would have no way to prove or disprove. Maybe it's a light for Kevin James being funny.
It's just never on.
It's just it's on, but people are confused by it.
I think there should be a light to determine when you can and cannot text at a stoplight. So like it flips off,
you need a
like
buzzer.
4 seconds
for
before
that,
the
you need
stoplight
a
is
sound.
gonna. Okay, that would be good. Or like one of those flashing ones, like they have for ambulances. We have a siren in Gambier, Ohio, located right above the Village Market, which is so
every time someone
loud.
new shows up there. You are in the market. Welcome.
No, I think it's a tornado siren or something.
Someone else has entered the market.
But
a tornado has entered the market.
A tornado! But it's so loud. Like, it actually caused me physical pain. My dorm is located maybe like 500 feet away from the thing, and it is so loud. It legitimately like hurt me like through my window. I mean, Lake Forest has the alarm.
I really like how ominous that sounds. The alarm.
Well, our alarm just goes off at noon every day, just so we just all know it's noon.
Okay, in Lake Forest it does not. I know at the college there is a tornado siren here, and that only goes off on the first Tuesday of the month, right? There's also the bell at the college. We have like a clock tower type deal that well, I don't even know if there's a clock on it or not, but it rings every hour. So unless you're talking about that, like I don't think Lake Forest had an alarm that went off at noon every day. And if it did, I certainly haven't ever noticed it.
In Lake Forest, right near Sheridan at noon, there was an alarm.
That's possible, but it might be a Sheridan-specific alarm, because I actually kind of remember going to Sheridan.
I don't know. This is not a 100% necessary to talk about thing, but I just think it's strange that like towns just have fucking sirens. Are they like holdovers from the Cold War?
Okay.
I don't
You're not even
understand.
thinking about this in the right way. It's good that towns have these alarms, because otherwise, how are people going to know when the duel starts?
Maybe they're for like
so
some.
Like,
no, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, let's say you and I have a duel. How are we gonna know even when to duel if there isn't an alarm at noon?
Is it at high noon or just regular noon?
Well, that's why there's two. That's why there's, I think, the one that goes off on Tuesdays at the start of the month. That's high noon. Because as we all know, high noon only happens once a month on Tuesdays.
And it's just higher. It's taller.
It's taller. It's higher up. The Earth is further away from the sun than it is at any other point during the month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think with the regular noon one, that has to go off every day, because sometimes there are less important duels. But that's why sometimes you'll have like a duel noon tomorrow as opposed to like duel at high noon, so you have time to prepare, right? And a real dirty trick is to, like, you know, if it's like a really important duel, and challenge them to it the day before high noon is. They have no time to prepare, but you've been preparing all month, you know, and that's no good for them. And then of course there's like duel on the parking lot behind the school 4 o'clock. But that's a whole different thing. And that's what the school bell is for.
Those aren't guns. Those are with shanks.
That's shanks and fists only. And headlocks.
Ooh.
The thing about that is that's actually what the school bell is for. So you know how like schools have a bell when it gets out? That's just so people know when to go to the duel.
When to go to the shank spot.
When to go to the shank spot.
By the bike rack, I believe, but I can't remember.
Mine was always behind the cars... in the car place where the cars go.
Parking lot.
Yeah, I did say parking
street.
lot earlier, but it was a different thing.
Car place?
Yeah, car place where the cars go.
Okay. Well, okay. That's fine. I think it would be funny if the alarm was just in case something ever happens. Like, just if there was like a huge emergency, if like we had like a zombie invasion, the alarm would just be like fucking going off constantly.
That's possible. I kind of like the implication of what you just said in regards to like it goes off every day a couple times, and like by law of large numbers, if it rings every day, at some point there will be a disaster that happens at that time of that day in that place.
The alarm causes the disaster.
Oh yeah, no, because if the alarm occurs right before the disaster, then the disaster must have been caused by the alarm.
Yeah, you know.
Like the sun came up this morning, and I have to pee really bad right now, and that's because the sun rose this morning. Because the sun rose, and then I had to pee.
Pee. Aiden, do you want to take a break real quick?
Yeah, I actually do need to pee, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go, and then I'll come back, and then we can do a different prompt.
Hell yeah, sounds good. Intermission. Pissing on the in. Ba ba da ba da ba ba da 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 ba da 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 ba bo 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 doo doo bo doo doo. Oh man. Hello, Aiden. Welcome back.
So, I think I need to pick a prompt now?
Yes, I believe it so.
Okay, so speaking of, like, alarms and disasters, I got a prompt from Kristen Kinsella, my good mom. And she wants to know how we plan to survive Armageddon.
Well, the alarm will know.
Like us personally.
Will go off. So we'll know about it.
Good start. Really good start.
Define the Armageddon. I mean, we this is a very disaster-filled episode already, but what type of sort of eternal destruction? Or is it like the biblical good omens type of sort of ending of the world? I like that.
I mean, I think it's got to be more like that. That was what I was imagining. Also, I did just finish Good Omens yesterday.
How was it?
It was fantastic. Also, there was a thing on Snapchat that I debated sending you, and it was like, man, 22 almost dies when Lamborghini bursts into flames on the highway. And I was like, it's Crowley.
but it was just a real guy.
So we got to survive a biblical apocalypse. So I'm assuming, is there a rapture involved, or is it just more like the world starts to die?
I think the world starts to crumble, and once you die, then you go to heaven or hell, depending.
So I was like chaining myself to the ground is out. Because, duh, why didn't the people in the Bible even think about that?
Mm-hmm. Sodom and Gomorrah,
those were my favorite two Bible characters.
I guess chain yourself to the ground? Yeah, Mr. Sodom and Mrs. Gomorrah.
They had a cool dynamic.
The twin pillars of bad sex.
Yeah. It's the worst kind. So the world starts to crumble around us. Lots of tape, maybe? Is that anything?
You could. Yeah, I like that, actually. You could probably hold the world together if you got, enough tape.
Enough tape,
Yeah.
right? Duct tape can fix anything. I saw this, wound closure device, the most advanced wound closure device yet. And it's instead of stitches, you put the sticky thing on yourself and you click it together, and it's a whole thing.
Looks like, zip ties is what it looks like. I saw that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good way to describe it. I think that stuff, just make it really big. That could be something. Ooh. But I think it's more than just the world crumbling, right? There's pestilence, there's pollution.
Death.
There's all this shit. There's death, obviously. War.
Do you think Armageddon comes with India? As we speak this, so we've documented previous historical events because I think of this sort of as a historical record. Both of our time transitioning from high school to college and into college. And we've talked about the election. We've done a bunch of stuff. But currently, India and Pakistan have exchanged shots and have shot down each other's planes. So if I was going to bet why Armageddon would happen, it would be nuclear war between
probably nuclear
that.
war. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think almost 2 years ago on one of our first episodes, we talked about a war plaque that just says "You win," and we give it to everybody to end all war.
I remember that.
I think that would be really applicable here because that'll take care of one of the horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh, so we just have to eliminate all the horsemen of the apocalypse.
We have to eliminate all the horsemen of the apocalypse. So that's one that we've already done that we can just pull, recycle that.
Yoink!
Sort of copy paste that bit, put it right in here.
No one will fight if they've all won.
As for pollution, how can we solve that? I know climate change. If everyone turns on their air conditioner, they can reverse global warming.
That sounds plausible.
Scientifically sound, but it's not just climate change, it's pollution.
There's pollution. So we've solved climate change. The only real solution to pollution I can think of is maybe a lot of lobbying and sort of getting the senators on your side. But that seems a little too long term. So I just suggest.
Well, yeah, there's a middleman involved there. Keep going. Yeah, the senators.
Yes. So where does pollution comes from? Businesses who make things.
Yes.
So what we need to convince people is that they don't need things.
Anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got to get the Buddha up in here. Because if there's the four horsemen of the apocalypse, the Buddha must be here too, right?
If they're around, he's around.
You can always find him where they are. So we get the Buddha involved. Maybe we could convince everyone to burn all of their possessions.
That would be good. That would make more pollution, possibly more climate change.
Okay. That's fair. Can I pitch a different idea to you?
Hell yeah, please do.
Can we lobby at the pollution for it to leave our environment? Because that's what I mean when I say there's a middleman. Right now we're lobbying to Congress or whatever to try to reduce pollution, but that's in the future. Now we're living in this place where Armageddon's happening. Pollution is unreversible by future action. If we don't fix it literally today, everyone's going to die.
Kill every CEO.
We could kill all the CEOs. We could kill all the CO2s, so we'll have more oxygen.
How do we get rid of all companies? Do we just no one will have incentive to make a company if there's no money. So the only way to get rid of all the money is to, and I hate to resort to violence again, but sort of pull a weatherman and just kill the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. So I think if we get rid of all businesses...
Yeah.
And lobby, we can't burn all our stuff. That won't work. We get the Buddha involved to get people convinced that they don't need things, get everyone living an ascetic life.
And then we get rid of money.
And destroy all the money. And then, but there's still pollution in the air, which is, I think, why we lobby to the pollution to leave. So we get the pollution out. So maybe, idea. Instead of destroying the Federal Reserve, what if we offer the pollution all that money to leave and go somewhere else?
Excellent. And there's no money left for people.
Buddha has convinced them all to live as ascetics. I think we're good.
Hell yeah.
on the pollution issue.
We fixed it.
Pollution canceled. So we got pollution and war.
Gone.
We still got to do pestilence, I'm pretty sure.
And is that
death?
famine? Is that the same thing as famine?
Yeah,
Pestilence?
no, famine is different. Pestilence is disease. So famine, in Good Omens, famine died or retired or whatever the fuck, and was replaced by pestilence.
Okay, well,
although
let's group them together. I think disease and not having food.
No, pollution replaced pestilence.
We have like 3 more horsemen that we have to deal with. Well, here, let's do speed run on pestilence then. What is that? Disease?
Pestilence is disease.
Just vaccinate your fucking kids. Just
vaccinate your kids. Well, hold on. Now they've already all got measles though.
Let them die.
They already have the consumption.
And vaccinate everyone else.
If everyone who already has the consumption dies, right?
Yeah.
And we vaccinate everyone else, then that's less people we have to worry about protecting during the Armageddon. So that's good. What else do we need to do? Famine? Just fucking eat food. I don't know. Like, that shouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, like, we need a way to get the food to people.
Gun.
Cow airdrop.
Okay. So I do like that we both went very military with that. What if all the cows had guns that have food in them? No, that's nothing.
Maybe they all were just very sort of interested in being eaten.
Oh, yeah, so like some very masochistic cows.
Like Hitchhiker's Guide to the... Yeah, like the cow was just like, yo, I'm not
cows that are into vor.
Yeah, the cow was just super into vor, and it's like, yo, please, starving African child, please eat me.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be Africa, because there are starving people in America. You, 8-year-old boy, eat this entire whole cow.
Eat this whole ass cow.
It's like... and eat me. That's awful.
Kill me and eat me, little boy. Moo.
Jesus Christ.
And then death. How do we solve death?
You've read a couple Terry Pratchett books, right?
I have, yeah.
Have you encountered the character of death yet?
I'm actually not sure, because I've only read Making Money, Good Omens, and Going Postal.
Death talks in all the font size has been reduced, so the letters are the same size, but they're all capital letters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you'll know him. He usually is in almost every book, but he's just not actually addressed. It almost looks symbolic when you see it, but it's not. But one of the quotes about it is that death is not evil. He's just very good at his job.
So I've heard that before.
Death may not be necessarily a horseman we need to take care of, because I'm not sure we can take care of death, the horseman of the apocalypse.
That's possible. Well, now hold on. Could we take care of death, the horseman of the apocalypse? Like, we give him like a weekend getaway at a spa for demons and whatnot.
That just happened to be the Armageddon weekend. We didn't know that.
We didn't know that. And then all of a sudden he's forgotten. So we've taken care of all the horsemen, and then we've taken care of death as well.
Hell yeah.
I think that's really good. That's the way to do it. It's like it's like when you send your coworker off on a cruise the week he's supposed to get a promotion, and then you get the job.
Oops, sorry. And death comes back, and God is super fucking mad because he's like, dude, it was the Armageddon. I was supposed to kill everyone, and nobody died. And death is like, well, I'm sorry. I was busy getting my skull all cucumbered up.
Mm-hmm. You got to cucumber your skull.
The cukes, man.
People forget to. Cukes. Hey, can we get another prompt,
sure.
Bradley?
Well, I'm just very satisfied that we've defeated all of, sort of.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why they didn't think to do this, within the last couple thousand years. They could have already defeated them. It's so obvious.
This one is from my brain, and I've never played a Pokemon game, but recently, I don't even remember what it's called, but one of the new ones was confirmed as coming out, and it's just England, and I want to talk about English Pokemon.
Okay.
Because I think
That's
funny.
fair. So, there's one that's just like a set of crooked teeth.
Fuck.
like an animated floating crooked teeth set. Maybe it's like in the vein of Pokemon, like it's one of those like chattering teeth toys with the feet on it, but it's all like animated Nintendo style, and it's all crooked.
What are its evolution names?
Teeth. Okay, the first one is Chatterteeth.
Second one is Chatterbox.
Chatterbox, that's good. And then fewer Chatterteeth, and it goes back to the original form, but it's lost more of its teeth.
It's one fucking tooth.
It's Chattertooth. What is the sound of one tooth chattering?
Hunter S. Thompson used to get asked that, and he just, like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? He just slaps someone upside the head. The sound of one tooth chattering is probably...
Hold on, wait, shh, listen. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, that's because that's not possible.
Oh, yeah, nuts. All right, well.
Yeah. The tooth one is good. I did once make like an entire fake Pokedex with one of my friends, and one of them was Cafe and Sprite Tea, which were 2 tea-themed Pokemon, and they kind of floated around, and one was like a Chip from the Beauty and the Beast movie floating cup, and the other one is like was like a teapot with wings, and it was a pink and white color scheme. It was really good. Nice. So that would probably be there because like England. And Japan loves tea, so like they would definitely put that in there as like a cross-promotional sort of deal.
A Bobby.
Tell me more.
Okay, so it starts it out, and it's just like a badge maybe, and it's hello, and that's the badge, and he has 2 eyes.
That's its name, or that's what it sounds like?
Both.
Well, I guess it would be both.
I know little about Pokemon, but I do know that it's hello, and then you move up, and you've got Blimey, and he has the badge and like the hat. And it's like sort of anamorphous. Right, it's like blimey. The English hat. Blimey. And then the last one is going to be, what's all this then? And he's going to have the... and he's going to have the truncheons fucking just beat the Pokemon. His moveset is brutality. And he has a special called No Gun. And it's you can flip a coin. And you can say in the name of the law, stop! Or I'll say stop again!
I like that a lot. Maybe there's like version exclusives, so that one's in Pokemon Sword, and then in Pokemon Shield you have like Governor. Bloody hell,
that's
mate.
The robber version. Governor?
That's it's cops and robbers. That's fucking good. There's Governor, bloody hell, mate. And then there's like, oh, it's me, Doctor Who, skittle diddle me boy. And then it's...
I'm taking your things.
You've taken my things.
That's what the cop says.
That's what the cop says.
And the robber has knife, bread knife.
He has knife, bread knife, butter knife.
This is different from bread knife because I use the bread knife on bread and the butter knife is used on butter, and I don't have a person knife because those are illegal.
But I do have a knife, which I use on knives to make smaller knives.
Cut my knives. English Pokemon.
We cut our knives on wedding rings in the movies.
Fuck off, Lord. I haven't heard that song in forever. It's been so long.
Oh my god.
What's all this? That's really funny. I love that so much.
What's all this then?
Are there any other stereotypes we can play off? It's okay if they're English because they conquered the world and then, they were assholes for a little while. And now we just think of them as people who play cricket, wear bowler hats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. Maybe there's some more exclusives, which is like a cricket and a cricket ball.
Ooh.
Or no, it'd be a cricket bat and a cricket ball. It's like one Pokemon, kind of like a Doublade or whatever, where it's the 2 swords. It's a cricket bat and a cricket ball. And then maybe there's one that's like a cricket that evolves into a half bat, half cricket, and it's like a cricket bat. And it's...
It is legitimately just a sword.
Doublade, yeah.
Double blade.
Maybe we get a Pokemon in there called Tallywhacker. I don't know what maybe it's like a penis.
Tallywhacker?
I think also maybe a Pokemon that only walks on the left side of the screen would be good.
That would be good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wrong way.
He's just doing it incorrectly. It's not his fault.
And then there's God's Way, which is a Pokemon based on the Church of England.
And it's Henry VIII.
There's a whole Crusades subplot in there.
There's just one Pokemon that's just Henry VIII. Or it's called Henry, and it has like 8 evolutions.
My God. Wait, that's so good. Henry I.
Goes through all the... goes through all the
Jesus
fucking kings.
Fucking Christ. Okay, wait. Idea. The enemy team.
Yes.
The enemy team is just Crusaders in this one, and they're trying to evangelize.
Or is it?
Maybe it is the
French,
but whoever it is. Because there's Kalos, so there's already a French Pokemon region that we could pull people from.
I think the enemy team should be the Irish, and they're not actually attempting to fight, but the British are just continuously massacring.
So that's really good.
And they have one Pokemon, and it's just called Car Bomb. I don't know if that's okay for me to say.
You can probably say it. I'm Irish.
I mean, it's a...
I dated a British girl once.
You can probably say car bomb. I'm Irish. Oh, man.
What's our last prompt? Okay, I want to talk about, once again, sort of in vein of that idea of, like, two things that go well together. This is from my mommy again, Krista Kitzella. Shout out. Ideal symbiotic relationships. So these aren't like the symbiotic relationships we have. These are the symbiotic relationships that should be. So no one ever asks, everyone always asks, how do we do it? But no one ever asks, should we do it?
So you've got like Sea Slug and Little Girl.
That's obvious.
They're just good friends.
I'm pretty sure that's a Studio Ghibli movie, actually.
Is it Sea Slug and Little Girl?
I don't know, but it just sounds like a Studio Ghibli movie. I like Sea Slug and Little Girl. Maybe like two whales. Because that's twice the size, twice the power, my dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So two whales.
This symbiotic relationship is two whales. What do they do for each other? They just double the amount of whale.
You have one whale that wants to be a bigger, larger whale with two brains, and another brain who also wants that.
You have one whale who wants another whale, and another whale who wants another whale. And then at the end of the day, because they're symbiotic, you have two whales who have another whale, which is each two whales.
Another thing I just thought of is the fact that I don't think there's any rule that says a symbiotic relationship has to be two things. You know, conventional wisdom says a family has to be a father, a mother, a daughter, and a son with a white picket fence, but I think a family can be just a bunch of whales.
I like the idea of a symbiotic relationship within a family, because now I'm picturing like a colony of moss that just happens to look like an American nuclear family. Like you stumble across it in a forest.
Okay,
and like,
remember when we saw that movie Annihilation?
It's just like
it's like that.
It is like that, and you're like, wow, that really looks like a little boy made of moss, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's horrifying.
Okay.
And you're like, wow, it's nice how the moss got the pipe in that dad's mouth so eloquently, and his fedora and the newspaper, and the mom is wearing such a nice petticoat. The little girl seems to be holding onto a teddy bear.
I like that.
It's like Dick and Jane, but it's like a Lovecraft monster.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of terrifying, honestly. That kind of reminds me of a Ray Bradbury short story.
Huh.
I may use that. That's kind of cool.
Symbiotic relationship. It's the first panel of loss with the last three panels of loss.
The last three panels of loss are constantly looking around, searching their environment for the first panel of loss.
They have to, because otherwise they'll both die.
And they'll be lost.
Garfield minus Garfield.
That's nothing.
So John Arbuckle without Garfield is a really good symbiotic relationship.
John Arbuckle and just Odie, and the comic book is just John Arbuckle being content.
Have you seen Garfield minus Garfield? Look up Garfield minus Garfield right now while I think of more things, because Garfield minus Garfield is very good.
I was at I think I mentioned this. I was at a Groundhog Day party, and we watched something called Lasagna Cat, which was it's an hour-long video.
But it was a Groundhog Day party, so it never ended.
Well, we watched it because there was like a theme of time loops within it. It's an hour long. It's about analyzing one comic of Garfield.
I hate that.
It's fucking insane. It's done in one take. It's honestly extremely impressive and terrifying. Let's see if I can find it.
Did you look up Garfield minus Garfield yet, though?
I did. It's very good. My favorite part is that Garfield's not in it.
It's good. See, I told you it was a good symbiotic relationship.
There's John saying, "Think before you act." Another panel of just John. He's not saying anything. And then another panel, but it's nothing. Because John's not in it. There's one saying, "I'm good at what I do." And then John holds the same position on the counter, not saying anything for the rest of the strip.
Mm-hmm.
This one appears to be John attempting to kill himself with his tie. I'm not sure that's a Garfield strip. There's one of John, but Garfield is just dead.
Okay, I like that one, because Garfield's dead. Good symbiotic relationships. Taco Bell and Pizza Hut and Kentucky Fried Chicken. I've never seen all three in one place.
That would be good. Are the fast food chains symbiotic relationships?
Well, because think about it, right? You never see like a fast food restaurant by itself. It's always by another fast food restaurant.
That's a good point.
I think that's, in terms of economics, like important.
The Burger King lives inside Ronald McDonald or on the outside?
I mean, if Burger King and McDonald's teamed up...
I'm thinking Burger King is very small and he lives in the digestive tract of Ronald McDonald, sort of like a parasite almost.
Well, now hold on just a second, because that's horrifying. But more importantly, Ronald McDonald is the court jester for the Burger King.
Ooh.
Okay, right?
I like that.
White Castle. Where did they live?
Aw,
White Castle.
Yeah.
Who is Wendy? Glad you asked. He's the king. She's the king's precious daughter, who must be married off to a prince.
Prince Jack in the Box.
I was going to say Prince Hardy, but Jack in the Box would be another jester, and maybe Jack in the Box and Ronald McDonald work together to be really good. And then Culver's is in there somewhere. It's just a cow.
It's just sort of an amorphous essence of Culver. Like, you walk into the castle and you're like, wow, very Culver.
Yeah, very Culver. I like that. The bell that rings on the bell tower is from Taco Bell, obviously.
What's Jollibee? I'm sorry, my dad is calling me. Give me a second.
Okay, Bradley's dad is calling him. Conference him in.
Hey, Dad. I'm recording the podcast with Aiden. Give me just a second. I can call you back in a bit. All right. Sounds good. Actually, I'm going to merge you. I'm going to merge calls. Hey. Now you're in the call with my dad.
Oh, he did get conferenced in.
Yep.
Aiden, how are you? I'm well. How are you? I was just thinking of you. Oh, really? You know why? Why? Because Costco has been selling rich beef sausage. Rich beef sausages. And I thought that, I said, Aiden likes these. I should go see him. It's good to hear your voice. Yes, it's good to hear your voice as well. We should plan lunch sometime soon. So, you guys in the middle of doing a good idea?
Yeah.
And, what actionable solution were you on when I interrupted?
Symbiotic relationships of fast food chains.
Relationships. Oh, that could be interesting, right?
Yeah.
We talked about how, like, a bunch of symbiotic relationships we already have, but it'd be good, like, we got to look at the ones we should have, not the ones we do have. And we thought maybe, like, a bunch of whales just with each other would be good. Well, so a symbiotic relationship is like a business deal, right? Isn't it? That's actually what we were just on. Yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
No, that's not what that is, Dad.
What?
Continue.
Well, which brings me to another bizarre subject. I have, like, these brown spots on my face now because I went to the dermatologist yesterday, and she put liquid nitrogen on my face to burn off the small brown spots, but for the moment, they're now really brown spots. Okay. And I got this whole exam that says, we want to look and check for skin cancer all over your body, which at some point you guys will do as you age like me, right?
Yep.
And then they're going to have the discussion with you, and the lady will come in and say, are you going to want a groin examination or not? And of course, for me it's easy, no thank you, but it's coming. I just want to warn you. Okay.
Well,
thank you for that. You're welcome. Anything I can do to just make you aware of what's coming. And then, any other big news, Aiden, with you? No. I mean, I don't know. I think you should maybe consider making sure that they didn't, like, put washable marker on your face, but, like, other than that. Oh, you haven't had that happen yet? No. Yeah, that's cool. So, one of the reasons I called is that Bradley was telling me about the brilliance of a couple memes that were posted on the Kenyon website. I'm afraid I wasn't sure I got all of them or that I was even able to look at them. But that probably, unless you guys have already talked about it and want to talk more, maybe that's something I'll bother you.
Well, I'll tell you about those later, Dad, but I think we might just want to finish up the episode for now. Do you mind if I call you back?
I don't mind at all, but it was nice of you to put me on with Aiden. Have a good one. I'll see you next week or two. Take it easy. I'm reporting out from Vernon Hills, Costco. Talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, Dad.
Bye.
Love you. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. So, should we, like, end the episode? I think there was something about Burger King in there, and then your dad called, and rich beef sausages, and, you show me yours, I'll show you mine, like...
Oh, man. I think maybe we should end the episode. All right. Well, let me do some housekeeping real quick, and then I will launch into our end bits. So, that was Good Idea Podcast. If you want more of it, you can contact us at the following places. Our Facebook group is Good Idea Podcast. Our Twitter, our Tumblr, and our Instagram are all at Good Idea Cast. And our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com. You can come with suggestions of prompts. You can come with advertisement. You can come with criticism. Anything you want.
Maybe not the last one because it will make me feel really bad.
Aiden will be sad.
I will be very sad. Please don't criticize my fun podcast that I have fun doing.
We do it. It is fun. It's a good time. More of our bells are going off. It's like the 4 o'clock bells or whatever.
Yeah, time for the big fight.
Time for, everyone's out of class. It's time for the fight. But
big fight. Everyone thought it was Apex Legends. Then everyone thought it was Tetris Battle Royale. But no, it's the big kid fight.
Big fight.
It's the big kid fight at school.
Oh, man. Well, please share the show if you enjoy it. It helps us a lot. Give us a review or a rating. That would all be very helpful. Thank you so very much. If you enjoy it, share it with friends. They'll probably love it if you love it because you're friends. That's the beautiful part of friendship.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, Aiden, what was your favorite idea of the episode?
I thought the whale thing was really funny.
The whale thing was really funny. Symbiotic was
it's
really
just
good.
2 whales. It's always better when we're together.
Just the other whale.
It's a montage.
Me.
It's a montage of just 2 whales swimming through the ocean with, it's always better when we're together playing, cute songs like that. It's just 2 whales.
I can't live with anyone other but you for all my life. When we're smiling, baby, the sky is so blue for all my life. But they're whales,
but it's
so
whales,
it's like,
and
whoa. Oh man, my favorite idea, I believe, were the British Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which were very good. It was an excellent time. And Aiden, what is your, if you have it, pick of the week?
My pick of the week. I mean, I'm obligated to plug Shattered Worlds podcast on iTunes and wherever else you get podcasts, because I'm on that show now, and a couple of my friends and friends of the show who've been on Good Idea before are on that show as well. So check out Shattered Worlds if you can. Also, pick of the weeks. Other than that, I would just have to say Axe Cop, which I already talked about. Panic at the Disco has some good music on there.
It's a real 2000s day.
It's a real 2000s day. It really is.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Brad?
My pick of the week, I was looking through the media. I haven't ingested that much this week. It was like the week before spring break, so I was really busy. But today, I'm going to share a story with you that my choir instructor told the chorus, and his wife has pretty late. Ooh,
like Borat.
His wife has Parkinson's, so this is maybe not so fun like that, but it's still touching. His wife has late onset Parkinson's. I mean, his wife has Parkinson's in some aspect. And when she was still like a fully functioning person, she told him to continue doing all the music that he does. And he loves her a lot, and it's really sweet, and it's really kind of sad for him. But he said the only reason that he can bear to take a week away from his wife, because he knows that her time on the earth and his time on the earth is finite, is because he's doing something that he loves with other people that he loves. And I thought that was really beautiful.
Aww.
And it just makes me feel really good about what I'm about to go do, how I'm about to go sing for a bunch of people, and how much it matters to him. And I would like to, my pick of the week is being genuine in the things that you do, and making sure that the reasons that you spend time away from your loved ones are good ones. They're for things that you actually really enjoy and your own personal passions. And that is my pick of the week.
Well, that was really touching. And I'm really glad I made a my wife joke before it, because it made it sound even more touching, frankly.
It was so fucking funny.
I regret nothing.
Oh my god. But it was really good. I'm very happy. And I'm going to be back in Lake Forest soon. Me and Aiden are going to hang out. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it is.
Hell
yeah. Fucking yeah. Oh, I also want to thank Keegan on the Twitter at Keego_draws. That's KEEGO_DRAWS for doing our banner art and for just being a huge supporter of the show in general. Thanks, Keegan. Check him out if you have time. Bradley, hit us with the ending thingy thing that we do.
All right. That was a good idea. Earlier today, my dad recommended a play to me by Robert Audrey. It's called Thunder Rock. Thank you. We're done here.